Hey, it's Jabin here from Postal Barbecue, and today at the pit, we're cooking up a delicious prime rib roast on the Kettle grill. Just like always, I'm going to put all the show notes for you in the description box below, as well as everything that you need to know, so make sure to click down there. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button for great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. And other than that, let's get into the cook. So to get started with this recipe, you're going to need one prime rib roast or one bone-in rib roast, standing rib roast, whatever you can find in your local store. Next, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of thyme, 1 tablespoon of rosemary, about 5 or 6 cloves of minced garlic. Then in here we have 1 tablespoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. So the first thing that we need to do is prepare our prime rib beef roast, and we did that by getting it into a dry brine about 24 hours ago, and we did that by placing a half a teaspoon of kosher salt for every pound of meat. The next thing that we did is we trimmed it up a bit. We got rid of some of the fat that's on the top as well as on the back end, exposing some of the bones. And so if you really want a good roast, you slice those off so that you can sear the entire outside of your prime rib roast. But for us today, we really wanted some of those bones in there to gnaw on at the end of the meal. So the next thing that we're going to do is begin to make that wet rub. And so we're going to take all of our ingredients, our thyme, our rosemary, put that in. Next, throw your minced garlic on top of that. And then your dry spices and herbs. We got our pepper, our paprika, and our cumin. Toss that in as well. And then next, we're going to take some of our cooking oil and place that in until it creates a nice paste. And we're probably going to put in about 2 tablespoons approximately of oil. And you could substitute this with some water as well. Okay, so we've quickly mixed up our wet rub, and so now we're going to go ahead and place that all over the surface of our prime rib roast. So we have that wet rub on here now. The last thing we're going to do is just take some salt and place that onto the top. And so when you're doing that, you just need to be mindful not to put on too much salt because we've already salted it overnight with our dry brine method. Okay, so I went ahead and got the grill set up for indirect cooking using the Sloan Sear. We have about 30 briquettes in there, and we're shooting for a temperature around 250 degrees. So once you have that all set up, you're going to place your prime rib onto the grill opposite the hot coals. Then the next thing that we're going to do is take our digital thermometer, place that probe into the middle. There we go. And so now that it's all set up with the coals cooking at 250 degrees, our digital thermometer into the middle of the prime rib, the last thing we're going to do is take some wood chunks. In our case, we're going to be using some pecan wood chips, and place that over the hot coals. We're going to close the lid and then begin cooking. All right, so we're about halfway through this cook, and this prime rib roast is coming along real nice. The internal temperature right now is about 80 degrees, and I want to show you what it looks like right now. So you can see that this prime rib roast has some really nice color from that pecan wood that we put into it, and everything's coming along real nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and give this prime rib a flip just to get some even cooking. Then we're going to close the lid and continue cooking this roast until it reaches an internal temperature of 125 degrees. And then at that point, we're going to start the sear. So it's now time to get our grill set up for direct cooking because we're going to finish this roast off with an incredible sear using the Cold Grate Technique. So to do the Cold Grate Technique on this prime rib roast, what we've done is added about 3/4 of a fully lit chimney basket into the Sloan Sear. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place the Easy Spin grate on top of the coals. Then as soon as we put the cold grate on top of the hot coals, we're going to get that prime rib on there, and we're going to start searing each side for about 1 minute. There's 1 minute, we're going to flip it. So this prime rib roast is all done. We cooked it to 135 degrees. We used the Cold Grate Technique to sear it off. All right, let's give this a taste. Here we go. That is delicious. So that's how you make that incredible tasting prime rib roast. Make sure to leave me a comment down below on how it turned out for you, as well as if you like what we're doing on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a share, and we'll see you next time.